Bam! We're live. Hello, 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 my friends. Thank you for joining me. I'm Nicholas W. Fuller, and this is Person Behind the Pages, the show where we get to know the creators that make the things we love. And maybe also Mike.
Oh no, no one wants to get to know me.
No, just kidding. No, Mike, listen, I said in the description that was going to be the one time that I was genuine, but I will be genuine here at the top too. Mike, you're a gem, I think, to the community. You do all the bald and balding episodes, and you also like sell other people's books when you go to cons, which is just cool and amazing, and just a nice guy despite the curmudgeonly attitude and persona.
You
So
know, I'm trying to become cantankerous. That is my life's ambition now.
soon. Well, thank you for joining me, Mike, and congratulations on the release of Proxima Station. Ooh.
Ooh,
I
try to
like
get
it.
without the glare.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Same. Yeah. So let's just start with you again. Hello, thank you for joining me. How you doing,
Sure.
man?
I'm doing well. I'm off Friday, so tomorrow is my last day of work.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I'm going to a Comic-Con, so really my weekend is working, but it's a different kind of work, so I'll
That's
take it.
much more fun kind of work, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which con are you going to this weekend?
Big Lick Comic-Con in Roanoke, Virginia.
Big Lick.
So apparently, Roanoke is a Native American word for big salt lick or big
Okay,
lick, and
sure.
so therefore, and I think that the guy just had a blast saying, "Yeah, I'm going to call it Big Lick," and and,
Right.
and have a plausible
Yeah,
deniability about why I
yeah.
called it such.
That's the real reason. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. That's pretty funny. Uh, how many cons do you go to in a year, Mike?
Well, this year I got blacklisted from four that I was planning on going to.
What did you do?
Uh,
What did you?
so,
Were you too cantankerous?
well, I mean, it's probably deserved, but um,
I need the deets on this story. Go ahead.
so a couple years ago, I signed up for Shenandoah Comic Con,
Okay.
and it's at the fairgrounds up in Front Royal, Virginia. It's like a 2.5 hour drive for me to get there, and the show was like 10 to 5.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, great, I'm going to be getting up like at 6 or 6:30 to get there, and I won't get back until like 9:30, 10 for a 1 day show, and I'll probably sell like $200 to $300. I'm like, why did I sign up for this?
Uh-huh.
Is it worth wasting an entire Saturday for this? And I talked to an author who went and goes, "Oh my God, I went last year. It rained. The road in and out is not paved. There were people getting stuck in the mud. They had to have tow trucks everywhere. It's a disaster." So as the show is coming up, it's raining. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going. I don't care to get my car towed and lose any money I might have made. So I didn't go. So last year I was smart and I was like, you know what? Don't sign up for it. Don't throw away $75. Just don't do it.
Just
And
don't
I
do
did,
it.
and that was fine. And then this year I got a little beady eyed. I'm like, no, I'm going to sell 1,000 books this year. I have to go to every Comic Con I can. So I
Right.
signed up for it, and it was in April. And I was in the weeds. I had nothing really close to publishing, and I hadn't published anything since July of last year. And I, like, oh my God, I really need to just write. And I was like, you know what? I shouldn't have signed up, but fine, lose my $75. I'm not going. So I didn't go this year.
Hmm.
And then they sent a disingenuous email the following Monday saying, Mike, all the vendors were worried about you. Why weren't you at our show? And I'm like, well, the only vendor there I knew was Ro, and I told him I wasn't coming. So I'm like, just not going to reply to your email if you're just going to try to. So then Tuesday they sent the same email again, and I'm like, I'm still going to ignore you. Just ask me what's up, and I'll tell you, but let's not play games. And then the following Sunday, the other four Comic Cons that the company runs, they just refunded all of my money. And I was like, why do I have an extra $450 in my checking account? And then
Wow.
I looked at, and they never even sent an email, nothing. They just, here's your money back, done. So I don't know. Am I banned for the year, for life? I have no idea. I'll have to apply to at least one of them next year and see if I get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Well, so they didn't
but
even necessarily say that you're banned, but they did like kick you
yeah,
out of all of them this year, I guess, huh? That's
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm banned. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. They, like I said, they just put editorial review for the reason why I got a refund for each of the 4 shows I was
Maybe
supposed to
they
do.
think that they're doing you a favor and like, you're in the hospital and you need the money or something. They're gonna be, I don't know.
So, I mean, of all of them, Tidewater is the one that last year, well, actually, and again, I'm not saying I'm innocent, but last year I went to Tidewater. It was a 2-day Comic Con
Hmm.
in Virginia Beach, and I sold out after day one.
Nice.
Had like $750 in sales. I had no more Becoming a Druid,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, if I don't have any of book one, I'm not going to sell books 2, 3, or 4. So I just packed up and left, and I wasn't there for Sunday. So again, I'm not saying I'm blameless here.
I never thought about that, but yeah, I guess like that's not really something that the con organizers want, is it?
No, no. So, I mean, if they're organized and they knew that, then I'm probably banned for life. But I'm set to move in probably 2 years to Kentucky, and I won't do these shows again. So,
Oh
you
really?
know, yeah.
Oh, so then you're gonna have to find like a whole new con circuit to do, huh?
Well, I'm going to retire, so then there are like 11 cities without like major cities with like a 5-hour drive of the
Nope.
Lexington, Kentucky, or Cincinnati, Ohio area, which is where I'll be. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
so I'll be
word.
like,
Okay, right. I know since okay. Yeah, the like the rivers right there, right?
yeah,
And like so, yeah, okay.
yeah. I mean, you got Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville. Then if you go, you got what Pittsburgh. You got
Sure.
Cleveland could even do Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton. Can even get up to Michigan, Indianapolis, Chicago, St. Louis. I mean,
There you go.
all kinds of cities. So surely I can sell books there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How far of a drive is it to? Yeah, you said Chicago, so that's less than 5 hours to Chicago. Yeah, because that's that. So C2E2 seems like that one's kind of big, right?
Yeah,
And then what is that Cleveland Book Festival? I think, or is it Columbus Book Festival? I think just happened in Columbus,
Col-
Ohio. That looked pretty big.
I did that last year. Oh sure, he always calls us fiends on our channel. He calls you gents. Um, but I did that last year. There were 100 authors underneath the big revival tent,
Yeah.
and then there were more inside the library, and others had their own individual 10 by 10 tents. So yeah, it was big. I will tell you if you. Thank you, Tim.
There you
Uh,
go. Yeah. Make you feel at home.
if you do those events, most almost nobody's going to buy books 2, 3, or 4 because there are 140 authors there. They're going to sample one from you, so bring a lot of your first books. Just a couple of your seconds for table display, but you probably will go home with them all.
That makes
Uh,
sense.
so I did that. I also found my experience in general with Comic Cons is if you're young and good looking, you sell a whole lot more than old bitter guys who
Mm,
are bald.
mm. No, I don't know like how to. Maybe I'll start dyeing the little bit of gray in my beard and like
No, no, you want to look young and chipper. Um,
chipper. All right, good. Yes, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what's
uh,
funny? I'm used to being the baby of all my social groups. Like and like all my cousins are older than me and that sort of thing. I have one brother and he's older than me. I'm used to being the baby. But now in like some of the writer groups I'm in, including like the break-ins, which I think you've heard. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm like the old man, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, what? I'm not used to being old. Wait, when did this happen? But so young and
yeah.
chipper, yeah. Keep telling me more, Mike. Keep telling me more. I want to.
So I'll tell you, we had it when I was at work. We had everyone was in the meeting room or whatever for the big guy to give a talk or whatever, and the guy leans over to me and goes, "Mike, there's only 4 people in this room older than you." And there's like 110 people, and I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, hold on, Anna, Brian, Debbie, and eh, eh,
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's what. Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, but the good news is you got retirement looking like looming close, right? Right.
yes, 2 years.
I'm gonna be stuck working forever.
No, you only got 30, 35 more years.
Oh, that's all. Whew, okay. Good. Good. That's funny. Well, all right. So cool. I might talk to you more about cons and stuff. I think that's neat. But for now, sir, I think it's time for you to pitch me on Proxima Station. Give me that pitch.
Okay,
Give me that pitch.
so I will tell you that Dewey Conway said this because I would never have the chutzpah to make these comps. But I had him read it because I was like, Dewey, I'm like, there's no violence, there's no sex, and there's like 2 curse words, so I took them out because, why? I'm like, but it also has like bureaucratic humor in it. So at what age could kids read this? Because it's not there's anything, but they wouldn't get it. And so he read it and he's like, Mike, this is perfect for the 13-year-old, which is right when everyone starts loving Monty Python. And I'd say that this is a blend of Star Trek, Monty Python, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm like, wow, those are really tall pillars.
Yeah, right. That's good though. I mean,
So
all right, all right.
so I was
Is there
calling
is
it
there
cozy,
is
but
there a
it's not
moment where
quite
like
cozy.
someone's taking coconuts behind someone else and doing horse sounds? You know?
No, but he does call the bad guy. I'm going to call him Tim the Enchanter.
Oh, right, right.
From
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Great
yeah,
comp. Who wouldn't be happy? Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
said he
I'm
didn't
just
like pillars, but
yeah. I'm like yeah. I'm not setting expectations really high or anything. If I say those, now am I? But if they buy the book, that's fine because
yeah,
no
you got
returns.
your money. Yeah.
I
That's
actually was told by a guy who did Comic Cons all the time that he goes, yeah, you want to make sure you sign it, and if you can personalize it, he goes, because then if they say no, no, give me my money back, you're like, I can't. It's been personalized. All sales are final. He's like,
yeah.
so
What
make sure you sign them, and I'm like, wow, that's really kind of devious to think that way, but okay, sure.
yeah. Not cozy but funny. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not really cozy. It
yeah.
started off being cozy, and I just can't write and not hurt someone. So
Couldn't do the tea shop vibes, huh? Well,
no,
no.
just can't
Someone's
do
got
it.
to get punched in the face, huh?
Yep,
Right. All right. All right. I mean, I respect it. I'm the
and
same, you know.
and for our community, everyone, if you haven't heard yet, because you haven't seen any of my interviews, which I can't believe, uh, Tim- Timothy Wolf is the antagonist.
Okay. Good.
So,
Good.
and I apologize to him because this is all kind of humorous, and I'm like, you are the lamest antagonist ever. You can't really do anything because there's no violence. So what can you do?
Oh, man. I'm gonna give me a few more years and I'm gonna give you a run for money for lamest antagonist ever. I've got one in my back pocket, but that story is, on the back burner for the moment. But you wait until the world sees Guy Sterling. Anyway, everyone but Anthony is a liar. Interesting. Interesting. He's the perfect government hack. I mean, there you go. There you go. I like the idea of like the government kind of bureaucratic humor. Was that inspired by Ro's work, or was that inspired by Hitchhiker, which has some of that
Um,
bureaucratic humor?
so I wrote this story. Basically, the 5 alien races are based
Hmm.
on the 5 dogs that I've had,
Right.
and so I was like, okay, well, I want to showcase them. How do I do this? Okay, well, now I have to have a human. Anthony, the main character, is actually he was a teenager 10 years ago. Yeah, and his grandmother said, Mike, I'm watching him for the week. Can you take him in the lab just to get him away from me for a little bit so I can work? And I'm like, sure. And I was like, hey, Anthony, you're going to make a shampoo. And he's like, well, I can't. I'm like, yes, you can. You can follow directions. Do it. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, oh my God, I made a shampoo. I'm like, okay, it's like 7 ingredients and you just follow directions and you mix. But, yeah, yay, you. So, and then he loved it and he's like, can I come back again? Can I come? Yeah,
Right. There we go. There's Dingleberry.
Dingleberry.
Yep. Yep. We got to talk about the fight, but keep going. Yeah. Can I come back again? Can I come back again?
So then the next year he came back, and so I mean he just had the greatest time, and he's always begging to come back. But he was also a teenager. Now he's 28. He's been in the Air Force, and he's out, and now he's working full time in New Mexico. And I haven't seen him in 10 years. And I was like,
Hmm.
well, my main character is Anthony the anthropologist. He needs a last name. And I was like, hey Deb, what's your grandson's last name? Bell. Okay, let him. Is he okay being the main character? And she's like, oh yes.
Yeah. Right. He'll be stoked.
So
That's cool. That's fun. My book Shattered that I recently put out, the main character is named Poe Taj, and he's based on a guy I used to play video games with 20 years ago. His gamer handle was Poe. I need to actually go talk to him though and be like, "Hey, by the way, like, you're in
yeah,
the book." Yeah,
yeah.
I haven't told him yet. I gotta go let him know. But
So
Um,
this is my bingo sheet of everyone who's in the book.
I love it. Okay, but
So
so I saw that bingo sheet, and I think that's really cool. You hold up the bingo sheet again, and
okay.
then I'm gonna hold up this in the book because I saw this picture, and I'm like, what the hell kind of dog did you have, Mike?
Well,
What is
I
this
ha-
thing?
I I had to start giving them different attributes. So that's Buddy, and the thing about him is when he starts running, his head is so big and heavy that he tumbles forward.
Oh no!
So he has those teeth because that way when he runs, he can turn his head a little bit and he can actually turn while he run tumbles. And he's basically always caffeinated and
Well,
is
he's
just
okay. All right.
highly caffeinated upon sugar and just goes. So yeah,
Go go
that which
go.
was kind of Buddy was kind of that way. He's always very high strung and always yipping. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay. So then I feel bad for Crichton, my Basset Hound, because I just made him like an upright slug. Um,
I do like this one, like Grendel, and then
uh, that she's the greatest dog ever known to the history of man, and I will not hear any other people's. She's the first one that I had. I named her after a
oh,
dead monster. It's actually male, but details.
details.
She
Yeah. Shh.
Grendel suit her. I when I got Buddy, I went to the dog pound, and the woman just looked at me and goes, "Your dog is a bitch in every sense of the word." And I'm like,
Oh
"Yes,
my
she
god.
is."
Okay.
But
Wow.
I mean, they met, and she immediately grabbed Buddy by the scruff of the neck and slammed him against the wall. And then he started yipping and trying to run away. And then she would just kind of stalk him. And yeah, it was
Grendel did all that?
yeah.
Grendel
And I
was
when
a
I
monster, huh?
she was,
Okay.
and when I
Okay.
had him, I'd throw the ball and they'd like go chase, but Buddy's much faster, so he'd get it. So Grendel's just like, okay, you get it. And Buddy'd start coming back all happy, and she'd just knock him to the ground and take the ball, and then come and drop it, and let's do this again. So it wasn't long for Buddy's like, nah, I'm not
Yeah.
playing.
That
And,
wow.
and then
Wow. All right. All right.
Grendel's like, I'm not going to chase it. I'll knock the other one down, but I'm not going to chase.
Yeah, right.
So
That seems like a lot of work. I could just
yeah,
wait for that dog to do the work, right?
yeah. So
That's
I mean, she was aptly named. Um,
yeah, yeah. Too smart for its own good. So these are like 5 dogs that you've had in your life, right?
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
only have one left. Shadow's the only one still with me,
I
and
have
he's
5 dogs
14.
right now. Can I tell you
Yeah,
that is too many? And like five
you know,
dogs is
I've
too many. I will take no
I
notes on this, Bo.
I had three was the max I ever had at one time,
Yeah.
and then I start replacing when Grendel but yeah, three was a lot, and I was like, but I always had a really old dog. I'm like, and like with Grendel, when Grendel passed, I'm like, Buddy's head will explode if he's left alone. So I need another dog.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and then I was just like, okay, I'll get it. Always have the spare dog just in case one goes. And
The backup dog.
yeah,
Well, if this one really eats something it shouldn't, at least I've got the other dog.
but I will tell you, everyone told me, Basset Hounds. It's like good luck trying to housebreak them. You'll never be able to do it completely.
Really? Interesting.
And
Okay.
and Crichton went in the house once, and
Mhm.
Grendel saw to it, and never again. I never had another problem with that dog. She's just set him straight right from the beginning. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You got all your books up top there, huh?
yeah, yeah. I normally have them off to the side, but with this view, you couldn't see them. So well,
Oh,
let's just put them there.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, interesting about the dogs. We'll have to get. I mean, I like the pitch. A little bit of Star Trek, a little bit of Monty Python. This sounds really fun. Um, let's talk briefly about those other books on the shelf since EO brought it up. This is book one in this series, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in completing series, just starting new ones.
Good, good, great, great.
They're going to be at least George R. R. Martin only unfinished had one unfinished series. Mike, on the other hand,
This guy. So yeah. Which how many? I
six
mean,
total,
yeah, 6 total. How many different series are we talking?
3 series.
Yeah, and none of them
Um,
complete.
Right. So the fantasy, which is starts with becoming a druid, sins and sorrows, to speak with elders, and desperate dispatches, is 4 books of a 7-book series.
Okay.
Haley is the first book of a 5-book series. Book 2 is coming out this year,
Okay.
but then I have 2 out of 5, so
Yeah.
And then Proxima is a novella, but it's going to be, I'm guessing, probably going to be like 12. The first arc is going to be 6 stories, and I'm working on 2. I have the cover for 3, just got delivered today.
Nice.
So yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So lots of series.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
another fantasy series that I started. I wrote like 40,000 words, and I wasn't happy with where it was going, and figured I had to rethink. But so I can start a 4th series, and have 4
There you
incomplete
go.
series.
Why
Yeah,
not? Why not? Are you are you a pantser then, or more of a plotter, or
I
how do you
started.
describe your writing style?
I start off very much a plotter, but
Mhm.
you go so far, and then your character's like, nah, that's not what we would do, and then you're like, well, I'll throw this outline out since they're not following directions. So so
They
now I
couldn't
kind
make shampoo.
of no. So now I call it like signposts. So I want like 5 to 7 signposts, and I have to know the ending of the book before I start, and I
Mhm.
have to know what is my first signpost. How okay, they're going to start here. I'm writing towards that, and
Mhm.
I have like, okay, this should take like 5 to 7 chapters, and then you start writing like, oh, I hadn't considered this. That's another chapter, but sooner or later I hit the signpost, and then I'm done. But it never. I'm like, I always have to. I always get antsy, so I like have to write like a quick outline, like this is what happens below by just like half a page, and then
Mhm.
I start writing. I'm like, yeah, I'm just totally not listening to that. But it's like I have to know there is a path there, and then the one I take is always different. So I don't put a whole lot of effort into outlines anymore.
Yeah. 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 That's fair. That's a fun. I prefer to outline and plan, but there's been like a project or two where I've like outlined the fun out of it,
Yeah,
because like I've tried to figure out like every single scene and whatever, and then it's like, well, this is kind of loses some of the magic a little bit, at least to me.
and I'm getting actually the yeah,
Yep.
amen.
Yep. Yep.
The
Yep.
trying to make it positive here out of lemons is that
Yeah.
it worked. They make us, well, my group, everyone gets together for 90 minutes. We have to read patents, which
Mm.
is terrible and horrible. But every so often, if they're all patents from China, and sometimes the English just doesn't translate,
Mm.
and so some of the
Oh,
titles, like the one was for a double layer eye lipid milk.
high lipid milk.
Yes. And I'm like, you know what? One of my aliens is going to use this, and they're going to apply the double layer eye lipid milk straight to their eyeball. So I'm like using the bad English is like, you know what? This is going in the story.
Smart. Smart. Why not? Yep. I like it. I like it.
I also have a chitin membrane mask cloth with unsaponified olive oil matter. That's going to be used by somebody too. I don't know how
Okay.
I would. I'm like, just random phrases. I'm like, nope, this is going in the book. If I have to do this for 90 minutes every week, I'm getting something out of it.
Can somebody else read this nonsense too?
Yep.
That's funny.
So
I like it. We just draw our inspiration from anywhere, right? Right?
yeah,
I like it.
had a patent for antibacterial wallpaper. Don't
Why?
why? I don't know. I mean, I'm in personal care. We make lotions. Why did this patent come up in the? No idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, things that you never even thought about or don't need.
I guess like I mean maybe in a hospital room or something that might be valuable. I don't know. No, like grasping for something here. Why do I need an antibacterial wallpaper? Calcified dairy paste. That sounds gross. That sounds I don't want that. Those words should not have gone together, sir. um, all right. So, Proxima Station's the first in its series. The launch
Yep.
has gone well for you. You're happy that's
Yep.
good to hear. That's good to
Yep.
hear. So you're planning like 12 and all of them are novellas?
So the first arc is going to be 6 stories,
Mhm.
and that'll complete the arc. And then I know what the second arc is going to be. So I know what book 7 is going. They're all, I say novellas, but they might end up getting longer and longer. The first one was 28,000. So I don't know. They'll be as long as they need to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically want to write
As long
short.
as they're not over 500 pages, because then you'd run into
Oh
that
yeah,
problem where
yeah,
you
yeah,
couldn't read it yourself, right?
yeah. Let's
Right.
not do silly talk.
Let's not.
Um, so yeah, I'm aiming like 20 to 30,000 or so for each. The second one I'm 80% through Jungle Planet.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay. Nice.
and, and the third one is going to be Area 51 Audit.
That sounds fun. That sounds very interesting. That definitely, I could see a little bit of the Monty Python and the Hitchhiker's Guide inspirations with that one. I think, you know.
So can I share my screen real quick?
Sure. Yeah. You know how?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should know how.
Share
It's not
screen.
your first rodeo.
So this is the first mock-up of the book 3
Boop.
cover.
Ooh, look at that. The killing me. I know it's a mock-up, but like blah 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 blah.
I mean, I haven't started
Oh my
writing it yet,
gosh.
so that's
Right.
as best I can do.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
no, it's fine. It's fine. But it's still hilarious. It's I mean, you could have used Lorem Ipsum, but nope. Nope, nope. Blah blah
so
blah. There
so
we
this
go.
is actually the wrong alien, so he has to replace the alien. But
Oh my god, I hate it when that happens.
yeah, terrible. But yeah. So I just got that today, and I was like, love everything except it's the wrong alien.
Yeah,
And and
everything's great except the main focus of the thing.
yeah, and he's a bureaucrat. He's auditing, so please give him a clipboard instead of a suitcase.
Oh, right. Naturally.
Yeah.
Naturally.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, this is how not to do book launch or cover reveals.
Yeah,
Hey, I
yeah.
haven't even written the book yet, but here's the cover.
Look
But
at this. Look at all my blah blah blah.
again, here's some covers here that I haven't written the third book yet, but there's the cover. Um,
I don't know why you don't do cover reveals though. Like, I mean, it seems like an easy win.
yeah, but I can't wait. Like, am I really going to wait for 6 months to reveal that cover? I mean, that
I
sounds
mean,
terrible.
it could give you time to give a clipboard and fill out the blah blah blah.
Well, so
And I'm snorting. There we are. There we are. Yep. Ah,
so
I love it, Mike. I love it. No, I mean, I do think that cover looks a lot of fun, and it will be really funny too with the clipboard and everything. I kind of imagine. Have you seen the producers, the movie version of the Broadway show with Nathan
uh,
Lane? No.
no, I mean I've heard of it. I know I'm familiar with it, but I've not seen it.
There's this Matthew Broderick as an accountant, and he wears like one of the little visors that are like the transparent green. And he's
Yep.
got, his glasses and those like pencils and whatever. That's what I imagine the auditor having also with the clipboard and like all the green visors.
Well, actually, I've asked several people at work. I was like, is this culturally insensitive? Because
Mhm.
he has the USA bucket hat on.
Mhm.
So I was like,
Mhm.
let's make him as touristy as we can possibly make him.
Mhm. Sure.
So so one of the characters, actually Trinity Cunningham, is going to be coming back on the spaceship with them. She has to go do some stuff. So she comes back, and he's complaining about the sun because his star is a red star, so the yellow sun is much hotter. He's complaining about the heat. He's a 3 foot slug anyway, so
Yeah.
And so she comes back and she gives him a sombrero that's like going to be like 5 feet wide,
Nice.
and then a couple maracas, and then the rest of the series he's going to be wearing his sombrero and doing his maracas all through the space station, and you're going to be able to hear
Nice.
him coming. I mean, he already has a red bow tie and he has two white cuffs, no shirt, just cuffs with cufflinks.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
so,
he's like
so
a
now I'm going to give him the hat and the maracas, and I'm like, yes, now he is
perfect.
all set.
Yeah, he's like Mexican Chippendales. I love
I'm
it.
like, is this culturally insensitive? And I asked the one guy I work with who's Mexican, goes, are you going to call him Pedro and give him a weird Mexican accent? I'm like, no, he's an alien. He goes, oh, okay, you're fine.
You're
I'm like,
fine.
okay.
Well, he's not even
I'm like,
Mexican.
there. I,
Like,
I asked one person. He said I'm good. So there, I've done my due diligence.
license to do whatever. Yeah. Someone told me it's fine. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, that's
I was
funny.
like, Miguel, should I name him after you now? It's like, no. That would be insensitive.
Too far, sir. Too far. The maracas were one thing, but naming him. That's funny. I love the down the halls. That's one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I can. Boy. Are your
So
fantasy books like this, or did you make them kind of funny too, or are they more sort of earnest? I guess.
they're more kind of earnest, but whenever just me, whenever something gets really serious, I'm like I have to cut a joke even if it's inappropriate because I'm like, okay, I'm done with feeling angry, sad, whatever. Cut, make a joke.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
yeah. So that's kind of the books are kind of like that, but this one is just like no, let's just be ridiculous the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
time.
I like it.
So
I like it.
so that is the
Ridiculous
goal.
is good.
I'm a little leery of am I going to do 12 of these and be funny all the time, or are people going to be like, yeah, after the third
Probably
one, he ran
not.
out of ideas.
No, you'll
Yeah.
get your midway slog too.
I might just call like book 5 the slog.
There you oh perfect, dude. Yes, yes. Just embrace it, right? Embrace it that way. I do have to say though, I do agree with Tim. The SFF Insiders team does fantastic book reveals, and they make it easy. So, or sorry, cover
Yep.
reveals. So,
Yep.
we got to change your ways, Mike. We got to change your ways.
Slowly, I'm getting better.
Yep, yep, yep.
And I tell myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm still ahead of Ro. So
I put in the thumbnail like bald or balding, but I realized in my little thing that you actually put that you are the baldest member of Bald and Balding. So I guess like you are bald and he is balding. That's
yes. So, but yeah. Oh,
well, I want to
so
get back to talking about cons a little bit, but first I'm going to ask a couple other questions from my little questionnaire here. You have been inside a volcano,
I
sir?
have. Yeah.
That's an interesting claim. Tell me more.
So I have 2 nephews, and when they graduated high school, I was like, okay, we're going to go somewhere outside the country. So the oldest one, he ended up choosing Iceland.
Mm-hmm,
So we
mm-hmm,
went there. I actually walked on a glacier the next day. But the day before, there's a volcano that the earthquake happened and all the magma ran out, so it never blew its top, but it used to be a giant magma chamber.
mm-hmm.
And we went down all the way down to the bottom. And of all things, there was an Estonian woman who was a volcanologist on our tour.
Okay, great.
And so I'm like, why is that rock yellow? Is that sulfur? Yes. Okay. Why is this one? And I was asking, and everyone else like, oh God, they're talking about rocks, and they just everyone else like went away. But I'm like, this is fascinating. So I got to talk to a volcanologist inside a volcano in Iceland, and just like it was cool.
That's rad.
Very
That's
very
rad.
cool.
I love it. Like, yeah, talking to anyone about like the thing that they have like very specific knowledge about and they're passionate about, and like getting to experience their passion like that is always so fun. The best way to learn about anything, right?
And she absolved me of guilt that I've had for forever. So
Yeah.
because I was like, yeah, I feel bad. I talk to Europeans, and I know one language, and you probably know 6. And she goes, Mike, I'm Estonian. Do you think the Russians are going to learn Estonian? So of course I have to know Russian because if you want to talk to them, they're a big country. They're not going to learn my petty little language. America's a big country. It's the richest country. So make people conform to you. There's no reason why you should learn other languages. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Nice. Okay,
So
good. Good.
so the people in Quebec who speak French, they're just being ridiculous. We should
They're
make them
just
stop.
being silly, right? I
I'll
like
I'll
how
get Tim on it.
there's like 2 random people in the world that are just absolving you of like your sins, like like every you just find that one person and just eventually you'll be like sin free if you just find the one individual for every different thing, you'll be like, oh, I can I can smoke cigarettes because Joe Camel said it's fine.
Yeah, clearly.
Right, right. That's funny. Well, cool. That's a neat. I'm gonna go into a volcano and talk to a volcanologist. That's pretty awesome. Um, yeah.
Iceland was really cool, but I was not prepared. The food, oh my god,
Yeah,
cost
not
an
good.
arm and a leg. No,
Oh,
I mean,
really? Okay.
I,
Okay.
my nephew and I, we both got burger, fries, and a drink, and it cost me $100.
Are you serious? $100 US.
Yeah, I don't know how much of the funny money that they use. I brought a bunch back with me, but yeah, it was so I'm doing the math in my head, and I was like, it's 22.5 to 1 exchange ratio, and I'm like, it's how much? I mean, it's like 2,000, made up Icelandic money things, and I'm like, oh my god.
That's crazy, dude. That's
Uh,
wild. That is
and if
way
you
too
want a
much.
vegetable, they cost way too much because it's
Because
Iceland,
they
so they have
can't
to
grow
grow
'em
them in
there.
hot houses. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. We went to a Subway and they had lettuce and onions, and that was their whole vegetable selection. I'm like, huh,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
tomatoes, no
No tomatoes.
peppers. Okay. And they're
Okay.
like, is it just like in the U.S.? I'm like, yes, absolutely not.
Not so much. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't traveled abroad much yet. I want to travel more. The only place I've been to that was outside of the country was Istanbul, and that was like
Oh
2019. It was
man,
very cool.
yep,
Thinking about it because at the time, like the exchange rates and just the cost of things there was very much in my favor. So I could get great food, like a sit down restaurant, great food for myself and my wife for like $20, you know. Um, but I hear that the cost of things there has been going up, which is kind of a shame. But
Constantinople is on my bucket list. So I took the second nephew. We went to Greece, and I was like, we're going to Crete. He's like, why? I'm like, because Knossos is there. He's like,
we're
what's that? I'm like, it's on my bucket list. I'm never going to go there again. We're doing it.
doing
And
it.
he's like,
Yeah,
but
fine, Uncle
yeah,
Mike, whatever. Right.
yeah, they
Um,
were still young enough, and it's a whole other country. They're like, I'm going to stick close to him and listen to him because otherwise I'm lost forever. So yeah, there's a
yeah,
little
yeah.
fear there that you could keep them under control. I could never do it now. They're in their like late 20s now. There's no way I could travel with them now.
No,
They'd be
no,
like,
but
shut
yeah.
up. So,
I'm not doing Canasas. What's my trip? Yeah, right. Yeah. No, yeah, I went with just my wife, not my kids. My daughter wasn't even born at that time yet, so but I don't know about traveling with the kids yet. I do want to take my kids to Dragon Con sometime. I do think that they would have fun. Like and also the aquariums there, which is neat.
yeah,
But I feel like I mean I have taken them to the local con, the one that we were talking about a little bit, and
yep.
like that was the first con that I brought him to, and they were like nerding out. Like especially my son, he's 12 now, so he might have been
Oh,
like
okay.
10 when I first brought him, and he was like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people brought kids. I guess they're probably like 4 or something, and they're just so overwhelmed that they're like,
yeah,
just catatonic. But
yeah,
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 a 10-year-old that has to be like, up there with Disney
right, right, yeah,
and
I
much
forget,
cheaper.
and indeed, yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. He would be good for me too if I brought him with me, like if I was tabling,
Hmm.
because that boy just had I like doing this. I'm comfortable
Hmm.
doing this, but like I am an introvert, as so many of us writers are. That boy, no problem. He'll walk up to anybody and be like, "Hi, I'm Braden. This is my dad, and like he lives over here and does this, and this is our address." And like he gets a
Yeah,
little too far, you know.
yeah,
But if I could rein that in, he could be such a powerful tool. You know what I mean?
yep.
Like he would be an excellent salesman. But
Oh, yeah. I'm an introvert too, and I tell people that after a long day, like 8 hours, 10 hours of selling,
yeah,
I I'm always like, okay, I'm going to have something local. I'm not going to do a chain, and I'm like, oh, forget it. There's a McDonald's. I'm just doing that, and I get McDonald's, and I go back to my hotel room, and I lock the door, and I'm like, okay, pretend you're in the cave, and there's been a landslide, and you're trapped, and they can't get to you for 24 hours, and I'm like, oh, my happy place.
pretend you're trapped from a landslide, and you're like, "This is where I want to be."
Exactly. I'm like, they couldn't get to me if they wanted to. So, and I even turned the air conditioner down way low to have it cold. I'm
So
like,
you're under an
yes.
avalanche that way. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
I'm
perfect.
like, yeah. Turn the lights out. Just have just a little bit of light. I'm like, perfect. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I
yeah.
get up the next morning going, oh, I gotta do it again.
Can't I just get an avalanche again?
But the drive home is always. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I have 8 hours to drive, but I'm
Yeah.
in a car by myself. Oh
You
my
just do it
goodness.
in silence, or are you
I
listening to
I
anything?
I do it in silence for like the first hour or two, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
You're like,
maybe I should listen to something and not fall asleep.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, well. Yeah.
so
All right,
so yeah,
Furbo, this is true. Oh, is that I think there's a picture of Penelope there, I think. All right. So yes, like last year I was fairly social with Dragon Con. It was nice to meeting you, nice meeting Joe Byrne in person, lots of other folks. Good time. I think part of it though is like there's no expectation with that, and that's why like the first time I go to a con I like doing it just going. I don't want to have to like table and then have to pitch and stuff like that. And I'd rather just like hang out. But yeah, I don't know, like yeah, yeah, it'll be a different thing when I have like something to pitch at a table, but
so
yeah,
I've only been to Comic Cons when I was selling. I've never
yeah.
gone, and I've a couple people like, well, you should come. Just come to the Comic Con, get a ticket. I'm like, no. God, I've been to 40 of those now. Why would I go to that on purpose if I'm not going to make money? So Worldcon will be my first, where I'm not actually
You're
selling.
not making money. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what I'm going to do. I'm, I don't know. I'm there 5 days. I'm like, that sounds like 4 days too long, but okay. Uh,
So the first time the first day go and do everything you can, and the other four would be like avalanche, avalanche, avalanche. No, no, no. Just kidding. No, like I'm
so,
I'm looking forward to some of the panels and stuff at Worldcon. Have you looked at like the schedule much?
no, not at all.
You
Um,
should maybe think about doing that if you want. It like turns out
so
there's a lot more going on than just the avalanche.
so actually, we had a show this past Saturday, the Worldcon Prep, where I
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
ask my questions and tried not to make it in a panic voice. Um, but
Right.
And yeah, Joe Byrne was there. He's like, yeah, you just talk to my like, I'm going here. Okay, I'll go with you. And I'm
Hmm.
like, because I told Palmer Pickering I will work with her. We'll do the freebie lounge. And I'm like, yeah, I just want that. And then if it's too much, I'll just leave because they're free. It's not like you can steal something unless you take the furniture, because the books are free. So
Yeah, yeah,
And she's like, so if it's unmanned, it's unmanned. It's a freebie lounge. I'm like,
yeah.
okay. So
Yeah, but that
I'm
that feels comfortable for you because it's familiar. You'll be behind
I,
like a table, right?
I'm going to be looking for a broom closet. I'll tell you that is like tops on my list. Well, first is the freebie lounge, and second is the broom closet, and third is the bathrooms, and the fourth is where do I go to eat?
Are you telling me I could stuff a nerd in a broom closet and it would be a good thing?
Yes.
Just
Have you not seen
kidding.
the meme where it's like all my teenager punishments are now my grown-up dreams?
No, I
Can't
haven't seen that. That's funny.
can't go out for the weekend. Have to go to bed early. You know, can't talk to your friends on Saturday. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh my god, yes.
Yes, yeah, just leave me alone. So funny.
I always tell people the Grinch is misunderstood. He's really the victim in that whole story.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
right.
just a guy who wants to live alone with his dog in peace and quiet, and the neighbors are obnoxious.
The neighbors are just singing and hooting and hollering, and he's like, "Stop it!" Right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's really a sad story.
But then he
I
grows
also
apart. You know?
it's
Maybe.
3 times too large, which means 30 seconds after it ends, he's dead because that's a medical condition, and that's what happens. So I mean, it's cruel. That Dr. Seuss,
Oh
he is
man,
horrible.
man, that Dr.
I
Seuss
mean,
epilogue is gonna get you.
you know, Dr. Seuss, Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, same, right? Right? No, good point. Good point. I hadn't considered, but I feel like Kevorkian rhymed less. But other than that,
Yeah.
100% the same. Yep, yep. All right. So, apparently, you know when and why you started writing, and it was February 27th, 2017. But I'm going to assume that it was just because you were in a broom closet and needed something to do.
Oh, it was horrifying. So I've told this story before, but I'll tell you. So
Yes.
the 26th, which was a Friday, my coworker Angela's like, Mike, we're going to have an author come up to the local library to talk about her book and then do a book signing.
Mhm.
and I know you like to read. Would you be interested in coming? And I never took English 101 or 102 in college. Surely I am not allowed to write books. Never even crossed my mind that this was an option.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh my God, I can meet an author? That is so cool.
Mhm.
Because I had no expectations on the 26th, none. So I ended up 27th. I go. It's a Saturday, 10 a.m. I get there, and there are like 25 people in the room, and I am the only male.
Oh.
Uh, and the woman is writing a love triangle between a 17-year-old ditzy girl and two 17-year-old boys, and their mothers there with their 12 and 14-year-old daughters. And I'm the only male, and I'm like, okay, I just want to leave. But if I leave, I will never hear the end of this because Angela will never let this go. So I'm like, can't leave. So I was like, fine, I guess I'll sit in the back. And I'm like, no, I can't sit in the back because then mothers will be going, is he staring at my daughter? So I'm like, fine, have to own it. So I sat front and center,
Who's
first row,
this
right in the center. And I'm like,
strange ball
I'm
staring at
like,
my daughter?
I'm like, you know what? They'll think I'm weird, but that ship has sailed anyway. So, but at least they won't think I'm a creep because
Right.
I can't be staring at their daughters. So,
Yeah.
so
Uh,
I, so I'm there, and the woman she goes over her story, and I'm thinking, God, this sounds dreadful. But
mhm.
and then she's like, any questions? And since no one had heard of her, much less read her book, no one is her first book. No one had any questions, so it's just crickets, crickets, and I'm like, this is awkward. So I'm like, how do you publish your book? Did you get an agent? How do and basically the mechanics of how to publish a book, not a thing about the plot or the characters because just didn't care. But all those questions, she's like, oh, self-published, did this, did KDP, you just uploaded, it's free. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, great. And then it finally ended. And at the time, I was a little tight on cash, and I was like, I have to buy this stupid book. I can't not buy this book after asking her 8 questions about everything except it. So I bought the book. I have a picture. I'm holding the book, and she's staring like, "Why is this guy here?" And so I was mad. I was like, "Fine, I had to buy this stupid book that I'm never going." I was like, "You know what? No, I'm going to read it, and I'm just going to make fun of her the whole time for her terrible writing because it has to be terrible." Because I'm petty and spiteful that way. Um, so I get home and I start reading, it, and I don't care one lick about the story. So I'm reading it. I'm like, her writing, I mean, it's clear, but it's not, you know, glorified prose. It's just very clear, and this is what happened. And then I start thinking, I was like, I could do that,
Mhm.
and that's why I started because Angela traumatized me. Because all authors start because of trauma, so that was mine.
All great artists start with trauma. Yeah, yeah. Your trauma was an author signing that you were dragged to. Perfect. Perfect. Feel for your pain, Mike. My goodness. Like and yeah, your updated version of Freaky Friday is your origin story. Love it. Love it. Um oh yeah. Apparently like some of the later fantasy books might give us we might
I'm
have this chance bow.
scared to death that if I ever get to the seventh book of the Protani series, I don't know how that's going to be under 500.
Which is gonna be weird because you're never gonna be able to edit it or read it, you know? It's like,
No,
I don't
no,
know.
I will. I'll just put that out serialized, so one chapter a week.
Smart. Wicked
Yeah,
smart.
and then when it's all done, I'll put it all together and be like, "Oh, there you go." It was one chapter at a time, though.
You know, I just started serializing a story on my Patreon, and I've got like subscribers around all over. There's a subscriber in the US, there's a subscriber in Canada, there's a European subscriber that just signed up today. Pretty cool to like have people all over the world reading my stuff, you know? Like
Yeah.
I like it.
I, every so often, I go to KDP and I look, all my books and what countries it's been to, and I think I've sold into 16 or 17 countries.
Not yeah, right? That's
And I
cool.
and I'm like, I don't know who you are in Japan, but thank you for that one. It gives me a whole
Right?
nother country.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah,
Sweden
it's
also won, but hey, thank you.
right? Is it the neatest thing where people like find you in your work and you're like, I don't know how you came here, but like, I'm glad you did. Like, I hope that you like
Yeah.
it, you know? Yeah.
And the Germans buy my book, and I'm confused.
I think the
Um,
Germans is one of the bigger markets though, right?
yeah,
I
yeah. They
remember,
always say
go ahead, go ahead.
if you're going to translate your book, German should probably be your
Number one.
first, and then French, and
Really? Okay.
Spanish is like third or fourth because. But yeah, and definitely, I mean, Australia is slightly above Germany, I think, and for total people, but it's much closer than you'd imagine.
Yeah.
And I have
Interesting.
several people in my newsletter. They're from Germany, and they
Hmm.
keep trying to be friends with me on my personal Facebook page and not the author page. And I'm like, how do I tell them no? Go there. But then I just stopped going Facebook, so now it doesn't matter. Um,
You know how you said earlier that you wanted your goal is to be cantankerous? I gotta tell you, bud. Like, if you're not there, you're on the cusp, my friend. That's funny. That's, yeah. Big get off my lawn energy. I love it.
absolutely.
um.
I told Ro if we ever stop or wherever, if he stops doing it, it's just me. That is going to be the new name of the channel is Get Off My Lawn. And I'm going to end with Nicholas Fuller. Get off my lawn. Not that I'm wishing for Ro to quit. Not that I'm
Oh
wishing
my
for him, but
god.
you know.
I love it. Oh, you would make my day if you end an episode that way. That would be so good. But anyway, um, I feel like I should ask you, like, how's Ro doing? I feel like I haven't seen Ro in a bit, but nah. Is he
Uh,
still having to like do the weird commute thing for his work and stuff?
it's worse than that now. So
Oh no.
when he first got the job, it was 2 days every other week he had to go in,
Mm-hmm.
and then Trump became president.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then he was working 9 hour days Monday through Thursday, and he got every other Friday off, so he at least could have a 3 day weekend at home.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, nope, nope, you got to work 8 to 5 every day. None
In
of
the
this,
office. Yeah.
in the office. So now, and I told him this. He was not appreciative. I don't know why, but he's now renting a basement from people to stay for when he stays there. I'm like, Ro, did you ever think at the age of 58 you'd be living in someone else's basement? He
And
did not see the humor like I did. I don't know
he
why.
he didn't appreciate that? Oh my
No.
gosh. Yeah, well, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of looking for something else, though, right?
He is definitely looking.
What we're
Um,
saying, everyone should go buy Ro's books and Mike's books so that Mike can, start his retirement early and laugh at Ro, and so that Ro can move out of someone else's basement. Please, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now
Poor
when
Ro.
Road likes to do the artificial background or whatever, because apparently the basement is just kind of not the look he wants.
I get it.
If,
I get it. I get
I
it.
don't know. I still think it's funny, but that's just me.
Let's just, yeah. Mike and Ro, the modern odd couple. That's true. That's true. Um, well, so Proxima Station's out. You're gonna be at
Yep.
Worldcon in like 2 weeks. You said you're gonna be there for 5 days. What day do you get there? Wednesday?
I get there Wednesday and I'm leaving Sunday.
Word. Nice.
But of course, I had my tickets all planned, and Delta said, "Oh no, we changed flights." So now I'm getting in at 4 on Wednesday, and I'm leaving at like 10 a.m. on Sunday. So I won't even make it into the con Sunday. But I figured, you know what, the middle 3 days, I have the option of being there. We'll see. I don't know.
You
I
might
might
just
just.
avalanche yourself.
Well, I kind of want to see the Space Needle, and I'm like, well,
Oh yeah.
if I need to get away, I'll just walk to the Space Needle, and that'll take a good, well, probably normal people take 15 minutes. It'll take me 45. So I'll get lost 3 times.
Yeah.
Because looking up will never be something I consider when looking for the Space Needle. Um,
There's probably
so
signs at ground level. That's what you should consult all
I,
the time. Yeah.
I'm more worried about getting back because in the convention center I can't just look it up. I'm like, okay, I remember this sketchy area. Yeah, I went through here kind of quickly. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. EL has asked a very specific question, so I'm feel obligated to give him an answer. So let's roll back. Let's make my autofocus cooperate. Come on. I'm sure you're talking about this over here. So, I can't. I'm plugged in. Otherwise, I would try to go get it. Let me see.
Looks like a space shuttle.
Yeah, it's about right. I still can't quite reach it, but I'll show it to you later. But yes, there's like a space shuttle in the middle, and it's a logo for a different podcast that I did for a while that I can't do anymore. It's called My Dad Built Spaceships. And my dad was an environmental control and life support systems engineer for the space shuttle. My
Nice.
whole life, he worked on it from like before mission 1 to end of last mission, and then he was working on a different vehicle that Boeing was doing. He worked initially for Rockwell, and then Rockwell got acquired by Boeing, and essentially his job was like walking, talking instruction manual. If there was an issue during the mission or between missions with the environmental control and life support systems, they would talk to him about how to go fix it. Um, um, so initially, like, I mean, different parts of his career were a little bit more limited in scope. And by the end, it was all environmental control and life support systems, as far as I'm aware. He was
Yeah.
quite responsible for all these, but there was a while where his primary responsibility was the space toilet, which is so
Nice.
right. He had lots of different crappy stories. But it used to be like one of my favorite things to like invite a friend over for dinner, or whatever, and then be like, "Yeah, tell him about work," you know. So the whole concept of the podcast kind of, I had thought for a while that it would be fun to do, like, kind of record those sorts of stories, you know, because I had already enjoyed like getting my dad to share those with That's right, my dad fixed the space crapper. Absolutely, yep. Well, technically, my dad told other people how to fix the space crapper, but you know, your way sounds better. Um, yeah. So yeah, I thought for a while that it would be fun to record some of these stories. And then my grandmother passed away, and I was like, we should really start doing this because time is not infinite, you know?
Yep.
And so we started doing it, and we did it for like a year until my father passed away. So
Ugh.
it was nice though, and it's nice that I have that, you know? And yeah, there's like a couple of them are really, really fun. The first episode I think is uh we had a lot of fun talking about, and it was a good uh good episode and good
Yeah.
content. I mean, but some of the other stories was just like ridiculous and whatever. But crap
So
consultant. Oh man, that's pretty good.
so I'll tell you, I got it recorded between my mom and her sister. My mom passed 10 years ago, but she always told the story that they went their mother they're dirt poor, and so the
Hmm.
mom gave them the money to go to the butcher and get 1 pound of fresh met, which is sausage, but it was German-ish, so they called it met, not sausage. It's the cheaper grade of sausage. But anyway, so her and my mom was 8 and her sister was 12 at the time, so they went to go get a pound of fresh met, and they went to the butcher and they said fresh met, and the butcher said, "Oh, I'm out, I have smoked met." And the older sister's like, "Okay, we'll just take a pound of that." And my mom's like, "No, mom said fresh met. You can't get smoked met." And 12 years like, "Ignore her. Give us the pound." She's like, "No, mom said." Just the whole way back. And then, so I'm having them tell the story 65 years after the fact.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
my mom is still animated. She's like, "And what happened when we got back, Marlene? We got our asses whipped. That's what happened." And Marlene's like, "Carol, it was 65 years ago. Let it go." So, so I come by it honest.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My mom had some of those stories too, where like, and then with her brother also, where yeah, she would like. Did you have did your family, did you find as they were like telling these stories, like the story would get like just a little bit worse every time they told, you know, like
well,
things were worse and worse, you know.
so I know the one family reunion we went to. I was like, "Mom, who was that one guy at the family reunion? He was really loud." She goes, "Don." I'm like,
Mhm.
"He was bald, Don." He seemed, he laughed like Don. It was my brother Don. He was loud. He was drunk. It's Don. It's always Don. I'm like, "Okay, got it."
Right? All right, yeah. Okay, Don. Don't mess with Don. Don is a problem.
So,
We got it. Right? That's funny.
so yeah, it's always funny listening to her stories because, like me, she fixates on the negative. So everything's like, "And then this happened, and they didn't listen." And yeah, it was. I mean, you'd just be in stitches listening to her. Like, and I'm like, my God, you were so much worse than we ever were when we were kids.
Right, right. It's like it's I mean, now I'm thinking about, stories of being a terrible kid, and it's amazing that I'm here because apparently my parents, like, this is the one story that I've heard of, like my mother had to call her mother, and like she said, come get these kids before I kill them. But my parents had just put in like a new carpet in the house that we were at, and like brand new carpet. I think it was white, which honestly was a poor decision on their part, but that's
Yeah,
okay. But
yeah,
they
clearly.
also had a fireplace. And so apparently my brother and I, quite young, we decided, what would be really cool pencils on this white carpet that they just lovingly installed here for us to decorate? What if we get charcoal from the fireplace? Yes, So she had turned
Awesome.
away long enough for us to do said thing, and then called her mother and said, "You need to get over here with these children before I kill them." Thankfully, my grandmother came, and I'm still here today.
Well, my brother, one of the few times they left, they came back and he met them, outside before they get inside. And goes, before you say anything, let me explain why the police were here.
Oh, no. Okay, I mean that's quite the lead-in. I mean that guy has a hook for a story. He's got it.
And what happened is he had pushed me down, and the corner of my head hit the corner of my head hit the corner of the table, and it swelled up to like the size of a baseball in like 30 seconds, and everybody's freaking out. So they called. It was before 911, so you had to go to the telephone and look at the phone number and call. So they called the ambulance,
Hmm.
and and then
Hmm.
police got there first, and yeah.
Yeah,
So,
good. Yeah, yep, yep.
and of course the swelling went down before my parents got there, so they're like, "Oh, he's not hurt that bad." I'm like, "No, punish him, dungeon, tar and feather."
Dungeon, dungeon, Iron Maiden,
Yeah,
Concord.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I could get. I could go. We could go on and on like this all night, Mike. But we probably should. Anyway, well, yeah, we've been talking for an hour. I think this is
Oh,
a good, right, right. Time flies.
it feels like 15 minutes.
I'm good at what I do. What can I
There you go.
say? But this has been a delight. You've made me laugh enough to snort, which is not something I always do on camera. So points for you, Mike. Um, Everyone should obviously go get Proxima Station.
Yeah, there's still some available.
Right, right.
Yeah,
There's
print
like
on demand, so they're always available.
no, no, no. False. Oh shit. It's false scarcity. There's three
Yeah,
out. Come get it.
yeah,
Come get it before they're
yeah.
all
Like when
dead.
you go on Amazon, it says only 3 left, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's print on demand, so there are currently 0. But
Right, right. You're currently zero. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. You've mastered that false scarcity. Well done. Oh no. I was gonna try to show the cover for my book too, but now it's not cooperating. There we
oh
go.
no,
Yeah,
no
I mean
physical copies yet. Oh, that's awesome.
I don't have any physical copies yet, no, but I've got the digital. That's available. So, but
Nice.
it's only available exclusively on Patreon. So there's your false scarcity.
Ah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Exclusive on Patreon. Yeah, yeah. And only digital. And none of that is because it's more work to do print. But that's coming. Well, thank you.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. Well, I wanted to kind of get a little bit of Lord of the Rings vibes, but also get some like sci-fi in there. So there's a little spaceship. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. Mike, obviously Proxima Station is available everywhere that people can buy books, right? Or at least on Amazon.
Yep. Yeah.
Good, good. And where can people find and follow you online? Obviously, they need to go check out your YouTube channel.
Bald and balding, where you have to put bald underscore and underscore balding. Otherwise, you get a bunch of Hair Club for Men videos. We didn't think about that when we came up with the name. And I am on www.authormikemollman.substack.com.
Oh, there you
Or
go.
so yeah, got rid of my website and just did that for free because it costs less and easier to use. Or actually, it's free, so even better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Nice.
so, and I'll be at Comic Cons and I'll be on the interwebs,
Yeah.
talking. Although
Yeah.
this is the final one of my Proxima Station push, so if you're tired of seeing me, guess what? You get a reprieve.
If you're tired of seeing Mike, don't worry. He's about to get avalanched.
Yes, exactly. Looking for a broom closet near me.
And then fly to Seattle and then find another broom closet. Anyway. So, yes, this has been a delight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for Mike for being here. For all of you there watching now, later, in the future, and especially for you, Mike, if no one's told you today, you're an absolute legend.